All right, welcome to yet another episode of the Viral People Show. Today we have an incredible guest with us, Gracia Yap. Throughout her career, she has led marketing teams across Asia Pacific, managing 12 markets and global luxury campaigns, achieved record-breaking results including a 47% sales increase at Porsche, and leading McLaren to a market-leading share of voice against Lamborghini and AMG. She launched Leica's first e-commerce platform and built strategic partnerships in the world of supercars, watches, and high-end lifestyle brands. But beyond the luxury world, Gracia is passionate about helping individuals take the next bold move, whether in career, business, or personal growth. Gracia, for those that do not know you yet, can you give a quick introduction of yourself?
Yes, sure. Hi, Joe. Thanks for the awesome introduction. It's making me blush. It's such a pleasure to be here, and thanks for inviting me. So for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm Gracia Yap. I'm the founder of Next Bold Move, and I've had the privilege of leading teams across Asia Pacific for some of the most globally iconic brands, and if I dare say, sexy brands as well. So it's been a super cool ride, and I've always been driven with the idea of creating meaningful connections between a brand and the audience. And today I'm excited to dive into topics for luxury marketing, brand storytelling with you, and very happy to share more.
Gracia, yeah, she's also an executive coach, a speaker, and a woman who embodies resilience, clarity, and boldness in every aspect of her life. So we're going to just jump right in. Maybe you can share a little bit more how you ended up in your career in luxury marketing.
Yes. So I've always wanted to make an impact in marketing, and what draws me to it is the emotions, the storytelling, or a brand that has, that stands for something. Very early part of my career, it has always been about learning. What can I learn from brands out there? And a lot of my journey working for brands like Porsche, McLaren, so many years of heritage, such beautiful storytelling and heritage. It's so hard to not fall in love with those brands. It makes working fun, right? When you're promoting such brands, and it creates that level of emotions with consumers as well. Clients get super excited about it. I remember once we took a campaign to a secondary school, a boys' school, and the boys were like, "Oh, look at this ceramic brakes," and so on. So it's pretty cool to see that reaction, and that brought me into the world of marketing.
Nice. You mentioned 20 years in the space already, right?
Yes.
What has been like the most memorable moment, if you can think of one right now?
Most memorable moment. There's quite a few actually. I'm very fortunate. I love Formula One, and across all my brands, I've never missed a single Formula One. There's somehow a collaboration here and there, and it has always been super amazing. Just a quick one was we had to launch a vehicle, and it was an amazing space, dark at night, 500 VIPs sitting on the stadium
This
seats
is for
itself.
McLaren?
This is for Porsche.
Nice.
And we have 5 crazy German race drivers who said yes to driving out cars in a choreographed movement in almost complete darkness. What could go wrong, right, Joe? What could go wrong?
That's why they have the Autobahn, right?
Yeah, so it was a great launch. It was a night to remember for sure.
500 people. That's awesome. Okay. And what was the defining bold move in your own career that changed everything for you so far?
Yes, that's a great question. It's where I am currently. So I've taken to creating and founding my own company, The Next Bold Move, and that has been the biggest reward so far. So I'm still on a journey, and I do see a need in the market for marketing consulting as well as personal growth, and it's something that I feel passionate about.
That's awesome. We're going to jump into that a little bit more in a bit.
Sure.
But if we jump into, luxury marketing principles, right? I think this is your bread and butter, the good past 2 decades. Now, you've worked with a lot of very cool names, like you mentioned, McLaren, Porsche, TAG Heuer, Leica. What are the core principles that set luxury marketing apart from your traditional marketing?
Luxury marketing is always about creating desire, creating that human connection. I think at the end of the day, we work 9 to 5, we go home. You kind of want something to bring that emotion out of you when you're reading a good book, or whether you're going on a adventurous trip, you're jumping off a cliff itself and so on. It's the meaning of feeling alive or having that emotion, and luxury marketing really brings that out in people. You're not quite selling a product. When I was at Leica, you're not selling a camera, like heaven forbid we appear in the IT section. You're selling a tool that really helps to capture years of memories. And those memories where you have with your children, when you have with your loved ones, those are priceless. And that's what luxury marketing is.
You saw the full experience of it.
Yes.
The full brand storytelling.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And how do luxury brands maintain exclusivity while still engaging, the wider part of the audience?
I think it has to be a very curated experience. These days, brands do try to stay relevant. So if we were to take for example, brands that has years of heritage to be relevant over 160 years and still be, an object of desire. You have to be resonating with so many generations of users. Yes. So luxury brands have been maintaining exclusivity with customers through a very curated experience. It all is all about personalization. It's all about having bespoke moments with your audience. So that's the beauty of luxury brands as well. It's been a heritage brand that's been around, for example, 160. How do you stay relevant with so many generations of clients and just really resonating with each group of consumers? You do need to share that story. You do need everyone to kind of feel curious about the brand and to buy in and to relate to the brand, but curating slightly more exclusive experiences that money can't buy for super VIP customers, that will be the way to go.
So for luxury marketing, how do you define your VIPs versus still trying to reach that crowd appeal to get everybody, oh, I want a TAG Heuer, or oh, I want to grow up and I want to buy a McLaren, right? Or still having that, how do you juggle that balance?
Yes, I think that's a great question. So let's take McLaren, for example. From a point perspective, yes, you do have a very unique group of consumers. They're very savvy and they love vehicles itself. They love the technology. So that is the group of VIP customers that we're selling to, right? But at the same time, how do you create desire? You want something that everyone admires, that everyone knows about its craftsmanship, about its precision, about its innovation. And to do that, I think linking that to the world of Formula One is the best example I can give, because sports has a way of rallying people, right? And it's
culture is set there.
Yes, 100%. The excitement behind race drivers that are training for years to be where they are, and it's over within 2 hours. But you follow that journey. There are years and generations of that activity, spending time with your family, going to F1 or race car driving. That creates a whole culture around motorsport itself. With that appreciation, McLaren sets its brand, whether it's racing heritage or from a road car perspective, it appeals to a wider group of audience. So you have the wider attraction. Everyone loves a hero story. Lando Norris, I think he just won yesterday, if I'm not wrong, in Melbourne. That's like a champion story. Everyone's rooting for him, and bringing it back to people who own the brand, who own the vehicle itself, and get maybe VIP experiences. They get to meet the drivers themselves. That's a nice experience to merge both a wider consumer and also VIP customers.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So are you ready to debunk some myths, right?
Sure.
What are the biggest misconceptions about marketing luxury products?
Misconception about marketing products.
Luxury products specifically, yeah.
That they probably can't connect with people, that is too far out. I think if you're marketing something to a person's need, Tony Robbins has said there's 6 human needs, and one of them is the need for certainty or a need for significance or a need for uncertainty, for example. And marketing luxury goods actually appeals to our human senses for security. If I were to give a very quick example, during COVID, the first year of COVID, sales of luxury goods went down in 2020. But 2021, where we're still in the midst of COVID, luxury goods sales went up. LVMH sales went up by 41%, Hermes by 43%.
When the economy was pretty bad.
Yeah, in 2021. This is by Bain & Company itself. So everyone's stuck at home. Why is luxury goods a level of security? Is it a sign of refuge? Because you're uncertain about the world. You can't leave home. Do I have my job? Well, I save money from that European holiday. Let me buy something nice so I can wear on my wrist at home, perhaps. But people want that security, and having a luxury good at home, a symbol of quality as well, maybe deep inside emotionally gives us a place of refuge and a sense of security that you can hold on to.
How do you market luxury to not necessarily the poor, but let's say the people that cannot afford such luxury products or don't ever want to aspire to afford a $1 million supercar, for example?
Yes.
Or a 50K watch?
Yes. How can I do that? I can do that. What matters to that person? We were trying to market TAG Heuer in Korea, and there's no F1 in Korea. However, we're explaining this is a 4-time world champion, Max Verstappen's watch. This is a watch and a mark of a champion. And bringing that story back, whether that person is buying it for their husband or for their children, it is a watch of a champion. And you translate that back into whatever tradition or legacy that they're bringing home. It's a shared story for them.
So it's like, I want to be a champion, so I want to buy this. Even though I cannot afford it, I want to aspire to buy this.
Yes. It depends on what you want, actually. I think to everyone's values, it depends on what they are looking for.
And also what they aspire to be, and how these products can merge into their dream lifestyle, their dream persona that they're trying to embody as well.
Whether anyone wants to be a champion, it could be loosely defined as high achieving adult at work, or someone who is very ambitious and it's a reward. He wants to buy this for himself because he has a tough year and he's won a few big deals and he is wearing a champion's watch. It's a reward for himself. Or someone buying for his children, for example. It's my wish as a dad for you. This is a watch of a champion. And this is me sending in my dreams and my hope for you for championship.
Yeah, because I guess in this consumerism kind of world, you can't really picture a champion driving a Toyota. Can you?
If the champion is a Toyota founder,
fair enough. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Toyota can be a premium product too, you know.
Forgive me. Yeah, Toyota has evolved a lot as well.
Yes, Toyota, you can call me for some.
Also with the Lexus, right? Can a business that isn't traditionally in the luxury space still apply luxury principles, branding principles?
Yes, 100%. I believe luxury is really about storytelling. I like to share with my clients or even my friends to really find out what business are you truly in. I talked about Leica. We're not selling a camera, a product. We're selling a tool that captures memories. McLaren, it's what it is now. The story started with a New Zealander, Bruce McLaren. He left his hometown. He's an engineer. He's a racer. He has this dream to build a car that he wants. And he went on racing. He was a champion in his time. And that's how the brand is born. So sharing about the brand legacy or what business you're truly in, I think it allows a brand that is not luxury or premium to be positioned in that way. So to be more intentional in your branding is what I would recommend.
And if you move a little bit more into, let's say, brand prestige and storytelling right now, for example, the brands like Leica and TAG Heuer, you establish their brand heritage, their emotional connections with customers. How can businesses, or rather, how should businesses approach brand storytelling to build long-term loyalty?
Do you know which business you're looking at?
Just in general, yeah.
Long-term loyalty. I think in marketing, there is a brand marketing and performance marketing. Naturally, we need sales, right? We need sales to sustain the business.
Bottom line is very important.
For sure, 100%. And now you have AI, algorithms and so on, data-driven. That's really easy. But that gets you short-term win. If you're a completely new business that no one knows about your positioning or who you are, it's a beautiful space to be in because it's a blank canvas. You can build your brand. So I would say also focus on long-term brand marketing, but really be intentional with your messaging. Be really clear where you want to be 10 years from now and focus all your messaging towards that. Still keep your performance marketing, which is what your company is really good at as well. It's going to bring in the leads and that's what generate business. But I think from a premium perspective, it's not overnight. But once you're known for your quality, once you're known for your messaging and being really intentional with how you place your brand, that is definitely where to go.
Okay, makes sense. What are the key elements of creating a brand that feels premium, even if it's, day one in the market?
Quality. In everything you do, quality. Whether you're a service company, whether you're F&B, it's all in the quality and the little details. You probably get some profits in the first few months if you neglect this area, but long-term wise, people are going to come to know you and associate you with that. So quality in everything you do, whether you're a designer, the materials you use and where you source it from, all that makes a huge difference. And just to take Singapore for an example, very discerning crowd, and they're able to see through that quite quickly. As in, they can tell the difference. If it's slightly inferior quality and you're charging at a certain price point, is that what you want to be known for?
And they will love to complain as well.
I think everyone has their own opinions.
If you talk about, let's say, brands that are not exactly luxury or premium, that want to be premium, right? You're basically mentioning that they should focus on the details, go the extra mile,
yes,
and don't cut corners. Even if it's not super luxury, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Always deliver on the quality, always have a strong, consistent message, and also understand the price bracket that you're in. So I think if you're not looking to be in a premium space and you're pricing it differently, then quality, you have some wiggle room, right?
Okay, makes sense. Now, if you move a little bit into the digital marketing space and branding, luxury branding online,
sure,
right? How has digital marketing changed the way luxury brands operate?
Oh, huge, huge. I think luxury brand in the past has always been about experience. It's all about going into the store, the service, the curation. It's all about the customer experience, right? Customer needs to drive down and be enticed to have that experience in store. Digital marketing has changed everything. With our current attention span, it's reaching your consumers even when they're at home, in the privacy of their home. You're still sending messages to them. You need to make that authentic. But currently with the new generation, whether it's Gen Z, you're looking at a hybrid approach. It's no longer just having a store. You need to be completely active online, get your message viral.
That omni-channel strategy.
Yes, 100%. So both needs to match up in order to have the overall experience itself.
Okay, and if you take, for example, McLaren, right? How do they reach out online on social media?
There are a couple of platforms, but it also depends on the business you're in. If you're an F&B company, then yes, naturally a little bit more active online in terms of reviews and where people can find you. But McLaren being online, it would be more long-form curated advertising, whether it's messaging or things related to the product itself. More branded storytelling, and these days you probably need to edit that to different format and different platforms.
Okay, makes sense. I know that you led the first e-commerce initiative. That is pretty cool. This was in 2016?
2015, actually.
2015, wow. And so how do luxury brands navigate online sales while maintaining that exclusivity?
It's again all about the storytelling. I used to come from supercars, so when I was working for Leica, it was a little bit more freedom because you could actually transport the camera around compared to having a vehicle itself. So going online was the way to go as well. And besides having the product online, like a catalog, you do want to tell a story. Leica is all about the photographer. We launched the Leica Academy. We launched the Leica Gallery, where you have photographers who sends you photos and they all tell a unique story in terms of how the product is being used. And those stories made it online. So you're sharing that with a wider audience and curating that space where it's a little bit more about art and design before bringing people into the store.
What are some tips that you can share to business owners that want to venture into the e-commerce initiative if they're traditionally, let's say, brick and mortar?
Definitely build a presence. It's so much easier now, I feel, because everyone's 100% online. It depends on the nature of your business. Do you need a website to drive leads, to bring it to where you are? Do you need social media? I think Instagram, and depending on which market you're in, right? Whether it's WeChat online or Kakao in Korea or Thailand itself. So really know which social media platforms are your consumer using, and that's the way to go from there. And I would say in terms of creating a calendar and stories, do work with a mix between performance and brand marketing itself.
Yeah, I'm definitely pro that as well. Now let's jump into a bit more of my bread and butter, influencers and partnership, which you are also very familiar with. If we talk about influencers specifically in the luxury niche, how does that differ from traditional marketing?
What is your definition of traditional marketing?
Your OH, your TVCs versus your social media content with targeted influencers.
I think these days, people are moving away from very polished content. You should still have a strong brand story, but user-generated content is really where we are at right now. And having social influencers, that's really the way to go. To be really authentic and to be intentional in your messaging, they're able to be relating more to consumers, especially the younger crowd. So I think definitely that's the next move.
If, let's say, it's a very luxury brand like McLaren, TAG Heuer, right, just for this instance, how do you create not very polished content for such a luxury brand, while still, again, focusing on that, respecting the brand?
You are putting me on a hot seat, Joe. I think user experience for sure. What is the USP? What is McLaren selling? The joy of driving, the exhilaration behind the wheel of driving. Having user-generated content, which is maybe sheer joy of someone in the car next to a race driver screaming, oh my gosh, this car is super fast. Yes, the point of view. I think it brings people in. And again, we're talking about emotions here. The excitement, the exhilaration, the adrenaline. I think
the raw feel of the reaction of the car, the engine and whatnot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be a way to go. And there was a vehicle, the 600 LT as well, where the exhaust, you can have flames coming out from it as well. So user-generated content. It could also be from customers who are sharing with their friends, oh, look what this car can do. And that creates some kind of excitement as well. So
they have the Ferrari Owners Club as well, but do you guys also have the McLaren Owners Club?
I'm sure they do, yes.
Okay, nice. And then leveraging the owners who already have these cars to create content.
They can, but social influencers can as well.
Okay,
I think
fair
it
enough.
also depends on the objective, right? Are you having a race driver or an international celebrity who is an ambassador for the brand? Or are you gaining more awareness for the brand through social influencers like yourself?
Okay, awesome. How should a business decide whether an influencer is a good fit for a luxury brand specifically?
You have to give me a brand to try with.
Okay, your favorite, since you gave me McLaren, I'll talk about McLaren.
Okay, we're looking at celebrities here or social influence?
Let's talk about celebrities then.
Celebrities, money's no object. Yeah. I think a mixture of international celebrity and someone local. Taking from an Asian context, if you're a European brand, I think having an international celebrity, people resonate with that, and that's easy to understand globally. But having someone from the region, like a Korean celebrity that resonates with the rest of the market, I think that's the way to go as well.
So you think that actually works? Flying down someone from Korea, spending, I don't know, easily 6 figures on the whole hospitality package for a brand one night, event.
It is a trend, as you can tell. And new boutique openings as well, it is a trend. I think brands are trying to excite fans. Brands are trying to gain attention, whether it's on social media. And I think getting a celebrity gets the numbers up quite quickly as well.
Even if the screaming fans are, 16, 18-year-old, 20-year-old girls who not necessarily the customers that the brand wants to bring in sometimes.
It creates some excitement.
Some hype. Now, you also have some experience with crisis management and reputation building, right? So let's talk about crisis comms roles that you did for McLaren and other luxury brands. What are the key lessons for business owners on handling brand crisis effectively?
3 approach, I would say. Number 1, stay calm. Really gather the details and not make any comment online. Stay calm, get as much details as you can, as quickly as you can. Number 2, pull in a task force. Have a running internal memo that's called the One Voice, and everyone should be speaking from this document. No one's talked to the press. Everyone from the team itself is aligned. If it's a larger company, thousands of people, you will have key people on the task force, and they are responsible of spreading it within the own division or departments itself. And the third one, once you have discovered actually what has happened and using the One Voice, really in a very organized way, spread the news, whether it's with the media, and issue a statement that's necessary. But in the meantime, make sure there's no multiple stories that's being shared, because before you have any detail to speculate, it just makes everything a whole lot worse.
If we expand a bit more into scaling luxury brands, you've managed regional marketing across APAC for multiple brands as well. What are the key factors in successfully entering a new market?
Think global, act local. That would be the message. I think a lot of mistakes that company make would be thinking one message fits all, one size fits all. Take, for example, if you're not from Asia and you're a European brand, there's a certain way of messaging that you would like to do. Think global, how you would like to enter the market. This is how we position our brand. Once you're in the market, really understand what speaks to the locals. What is considered as premium or luxury in that particular market? Take, for example, cars, right? You could be selling an everyday supercar in Europe, accessible, easy to drive. With the luxury tax in Singapore, you're marketing to a completely new bracket, price bracket. And now you have to market it as prestige because you're speaking to a completely different group of customers. And also when it comes to choosing international celebrities or local influencers as well, from an external point of view, when you're dealing with countries like Japan or Korea, non-Koreans and non-Japanese, we notice certain celebrities because they're in international blockbusters film, but doesn't mean they're famous within their own market itself. And they would be resonating with maybe completely different...
More international audiences, but not back home.
Exactly. And back home, there could be bigger celebrities that would sell you more of that product itself. But if you go in from a global perspective, no, I think this person is famous enough, but it doesn't resonate in that market. You can't move your products as well. So think global, but act local, really.
What are some common mistakes brands make when expanding internationally, in your experience?
Not working with local platforms. I think this is quite straightforward. In China, there's WeChat. In Thailand, there's Line. In Korea, it's Kakao. You can't use a single platform and assume your message is going to go through worldwide. But if all the Koreans are on Kakao, you will be marketing on Kakao itself. And I think that's something that all the brands should take note of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Now, let's talk about the future of luxury marketing. You mentioned Gen Zs earlier just now. Let's talk about Gen Zs and millennials, right? I think they do redefine what we, term as luxury these days. How do you see, luxury marketing strategies evolving because of Gen Zs and millennials?
Yes, we are moving very quickly, aren't we? With AI, digital marketing, and so on. Let's bring it back to an earlier point for brick and mortar store. It's all about the experience. You're curating that experience and storytelling. With Gen Z and the millennials itself, they're a lot more aware now about social issues, and they no longer see things as being quite binary. They usually view things on a spectrum, and they identify with multiple different, I guess, from a gender perspective or from a sustainability perspective as well. So in that sense, products should be marketed with a proper message. It's no longer about just selling the products. It's about bringing in more of the messaging on whether it's being socially conscious, whether it's being inclusive now. Even when you're selling a luxury product, are you being inclusive to people across the spectrum?
Okay, so being very woke. Do you like the direction of where the luxury marketing is headed towards?
I think they will have to be less polished. I think they need to be more authentic, speaking with the new generation. And that's really what will resonate with them.
Any brands that you can share that you think are doing pretty well with their luxury marketing too? Let's move on a little bit more to, we're wrapping up actually. What's one piece of advice you give to a business owner who want to position their brand as a luxury or premium offering?
Start with the end in mind. Know where you want the business to be 20 years from now, and then work backwards. If I were to say run a marathon in 6 months, you would probably have a proper plan. So it's the same with business. Start with the end in mind. Know where you want to be 20 years from now. What is your business legacy? What do you want to be known for? And that will be extremely clear. What are the steps to take to get there? And then you break it down. 10 years, 5 years, and in 1 year time, what should I do to take myself with little consistent steps to be where we want to be? And it will be extremely clear to the business owner.
Okay, that's very helpful. Being 2 decades already in the luxury marketing space, what would you say is the top biggest lesson for you that you can take away? Whether in business or personal.
In luxury marketing, it's all about the heritage. It's all about the storytelling. It's all about desirability. It's all about keeping people connected with your brand, and how can you draw that emotions out from them.
To reach them at the right time, and there will be the right messaging.
Yes.
Do you mind if we get a little bit personal right now? What made you want to leave the corporate life? Pretty high flyer. Leave the corporate life and start your own company, this startup right now, in this very unknown territory.
Yes. Oh, what a great question. I was just looking back at some of my experiences. It's been a pretty cool ride, I have to say. Thank you for all the memories. No regrets. Played full out. And I think looking at my future, similar to what I said about the business, right? Looking at where you want to be 20 years from now. I had a conversation with my 85-year-old self. And I wonder what she's going to say. Have you tried something else? Have you tried exploring, doing something or living life a little differently? And I came to this conclusion on where I am. It's been a few years in making. It all started during COVID. I had a great job. I was at home, safe, and I felt something was missing. I wanted something more. And Tony Robbins came on my website, virtual webinar. It was a video. I was like, okay, let's see what this guy is all about, what the hype is all about. Attended his webinar. Okay, learn a few things here and there. But I think it took a while to keep reading his materials, and it speaks to me. So this is where I am on my next chapter and my new journey.
You're also speaking to the right person, because I was at this UPW, I think this is back in 2017.
Yes.
17. Were you there?
Amazing. No.
I walked on the coal, on the fire thing.
Gosh.
Like,
yes.
He was chanting and shouting and cheering everybody on.
Yes.
But okay, so would you say it's because of this webinar that really swapped or caused you to rethink where you're at?
I think it's where it all started. It wasn't the tipping point. It was where it all started. And I had my own coach as well. So he has been coaching me on performance, at work and so on. And so I had this relationship with coaching for a few years now.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more, right, for people that perhaps don't know yet. What is this startup about?
Next bold move.
Yes.
Oh, it's all about personal growth and it's all about taking that courageous next step.
So not necessarily about business then.
In business and in life. I think there's two sides to it. One, for marketing. A lot of businesses, I see a need where they're looking for someone in marketing to help fulfill a role. However, they probably can't afford a full-fledged marketing team within the company itself. So having someone with years of experience to navigate when necessary helps with that business need itself. And from a personal growth or executive personal growth perspective, it allows coaching to really transform your life.
Who would be your ideal client or student in this case, or you're someone that you can mentor?
Someone in their perhaps late 20s or early 30s, high achieving, very ambitious, looking to find that voice and that confidence to move up to the next step. They have given it their all. Maybe they're still a little bit invisible at work and you just need that breakthrough.
That's amazing. Okay, we can blend this episode as like a International Women's Month kind of thing as well. That's amazing that you're helping. This is your mission right now.
Yes.
So it's March 2025. What is the plans over the next quarter then?
Great question. I'm creating a program. I have a 6-week program and a 12-week program itself, and it's catering to high-achieving professionals like this. We'll take them through a journey to discover themselves and also find that change and that voice that belongs to them.
Nice.
And
Okay.
take them on the next chapter.
Where can people find you at?
Yes, they can find me at thenextboldmove.co or email me at connect@graciayap.com.
Okay. And what about Instagram? Where can they find you at?
Miss Gracia Yap.
Miss Gracia Yap, and
Yes.
LinkedIn as well?
LinkedIn is Gracia Yap as well.
Okay, awesome. As we wrap this up, is there anything else you want to say to people watching?
Life is very short. If you're still waiting to take that next move, know that you already have the courage in you and what you want is on the other side.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here then, Gracia.
Yes.
All right.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Joe.
See you guys, everyone. Bye-bye.